One man reshaped American finance by doing something most thought impossible. He made the rules. J.P. Morgan didn't invent the trust, but between 1870 and 1920 he weaponized it. A trust at its core is a legal structure that concentrates control of assets into a single entity. One person, the trustee, holds the deed. Everyone else holds the benefit. On paper, it looks clean. In practice, it became the architecture for consolidating industrial power across railroads, steel, oil, and banking itself. Morgan saw what others missed. The trust wasn't just a wealth tool, it was a governance tool. Exhibit 1, the Northern Securities case of 1901. Morgan had orchestrated a merger between two competing railroads, the Northern Pacific and the Great Northern. The structure was a holding company, a trust-like vehicle that gave Morgan syndicate voting control over both. President Theodore Roosevelt saw it as a monopoly. The Supreme Court agreed. They dissolved it. But here's what matters. Morgan didn't lose. The ruling actually clarified the rules, and Morgan's lawyers learned exactly how to restructure next time. Exhibit 2, the Panic of 1907. Banks were collapsing. The stock market hemorrhaged. Morgan, now in his 70s, walked into the Treasury and essentially became a shadow central banker. He brokered mergers between failing institutions, orchestrated a $25 million stabilization fund, and convinced other bankers to back his play. The panic stopped. Morgan's reputation soared, but the system was still fragile, and everyone knew it. Exhibit 3, the Federal Reserve Act of 1913. After 1907, Congress finally moved to create a central bank. Morgan died in 1913, just as the Fed was being chartered, but his fingerprints were everywhere. The Federal Reserve was designed with private bank participation, a trust-like hybrid of public mandate and private interest. It was the logical endpoint of everything Morgan had built, a system where the line between government authority and financial power blurred into invisibility. What made Morgan's system durable wasn't brilliance, it was inevitability. Industrial capitalism needed consolidation. Consolidation needed legal structures. Trusts solved a real problem, but they also concentrated wealth and power in ways that made collapse predictable. Every system that concentrates risk eventually fails. Morgan's system failed spectacularly in 1929, but the trust structure itself, it survived, evolved, and persists today in forms most people never see. The pattern is now clear. Morgan didn't bend the rules because he was ruthless. He bent them because the rules were written to be bent. Trusts, holding companies, syndicate structures, they all exploited gaps in law. And once the gaps were visible, they became permanent features of how wealth organizes itself. The ultra-wealthy didn't invent financial architecture. They just understood it faster than regulators could rewrite it. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research. Subscribe to track how these century-old structures still shape wealth concentration today, new systems decoded every week. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research.